Good morning, Prop Nation. It is another Tabak and Tech Tip Sunday. I'm usually at my desk there, my table, but I've got all my camera gear out. I wasn't actually going to do a tech tip Sunday. Super busy Sunday for me. A few videos to do, a few to upload. And Jessica had asked me, he's like, hey, aren't you doing a tech tip? Because I'm actually setting up all my gear in the garage. We're actually reviewing the Samsung ventless dryer. And that's going to take a while. I got to unbox it and everything else. It wasn't free. I paid for that. You can watch that video and see why I had to go with a ventless dryer. But so I told her, I said, no, I'm just too busy. She's like, there's nothing you can do this morning. And I'm like, I haven't even thought about my tech tip because I knew I wasn't going to do one. She's like, you can't include or incorporate the dryer. And I'm like, how the heck am I going to incorporate a dryer video into, oh, you know what? We can incorporate that. So thank you, Jessica, and thank you, True Estate, for making fine Tabak cigars. Yes, when I had to go to a ventless dryer because of the last edition we put on the house, the new edition we put on the house, I lost the ability to vent the dryer. So doing some research, what are my options? And then I found Samsung makes a ventless dryer. And I'm like, oh, okay, so did my research, my Google reviews, videos, everything else, and for probably a month trying to figure out which dryer, are they good, are they bad? You get these conflicting opinions. I actually went down to Home Depot, and I went over to the appliance department. I go, you wouldn't happen to have a ventless dryer in stock so I could see what they look like? And this lady that was there just went on to completely trash the ventless dryer, not the Samsung, but just ventless dryers as a general for like 10 minutes. And I asked her, I go, man, did you have one? What was you had a bad experience? No, I've never had one. This is just everything that I've heard. And I go, you know what? This is just like in my business, the automotive business. We hear that about shops. Customers will badmouth another shop, and I hear they rip people off, they do this. And I'm sure they say the same thing about my shop and every other shop in town. There's nothing safe, no safe haven from people badmouthing a business or a product because of something that they've heard. So if you're looking for a reliable repair shop in your town, don't just I say just don't rely on that one person that you hear, but also pay attention to what those people are saying and pay attention to the reviews. I'll come back to this one. Remind me, Tire Rack. So if you sometimes you'll get like, okay, so the latest one at another shop, those people were so rude to me. I went in there. It was an emergency. I needed a flat repair, and they refused to work on my vehicle and get me in and out. And I'll never go back to that shop again. And then there's like so many follow-up questions. Okay, it was an emergency, so you didn't have an appointment. Was the shop full? Did you look out in the shop? Did they have 8 bays and all 8 were full? And there was just no possible way they could get you in? Were they short-staffed this week or that day? So many other follow-up questions, but because this person was in just being a Karen, and you could tell that in their voice. So if you're watching these, or not watching, watching reviews, listening, reading reviews, try and read into the type of person that's writing those reviews. So back to Tire Rack. And this is probably going back 2 years ago. Selling I honestly can't remember if it was a young lady, young man. I can't remember. Trying to sell them tires. I read all the reviews. Tire Rack I read all the reviews on Tire Rack. That tire got poor ratings, and I go, what? Like, this is like the best tire that money can buy. Be phenomenal for your vehicle. So at that point, I had heard that several times before, and I just blew it off. We went online together and looked it up, and then one thing people don't understand about Tire Rack, like I said, and this is, I don't know if this is true still to this day, you can see the car, the fitment that they went on, so you see all these different fitments, and it's like, oh, that was a Mazda 3i, that was a whatever car, and then like you're driving like a Lexus, you're driving a Cadillac, you're driving this or that, so the same tire can actually fit on multiple vehicles across different platforms, obviously, if the tire size is the same. And so you got to tell the customers, like, that's obviously going to ride different than your car. If you want to find reviews on this tire, you've got to find people that are reviewing this tire that have vehicles comparable to yours, and then listen to those reviews. And then find out, especially on Tire Rack, like I said, I was skidding on ice or whatever, or it has poor ice traction. We live in Florida. We don't have to worry about that. So when I guess the point of all of this is you've got to read into the reviews, read into the reviewer, find out, if they have any preconceived biases of that product. There are people, my Samsung dryer, people hate Samsung. I love Samsung. When I was looking for a ventless dryer, I checked to see if Samsung had one. When I found out they did, I didn't even look anywhere else. I don't care. I like Samsung. I like their products. I think they're quality made. They have flaws, like all machines do, or quirks, as I should say, not flaws. But I like them. I like the customer service I always get. So I don't listen to those the negativity about that. But if I would have found 6 videos on the Samsung ventless dryer, and they were all not negative, like, we expected this from Samsung, so we knew when this didn't work, whatever. But if it was, good reviews, and they were all saying, yeah, this just doesn't work, it probably would have changed my mind. But yeah, I didn't find that, and honestly, I didn't find hardly any videos or reviews on the Samsung ventless dryer. So I'm doing what I do best, is making my own video. So yeah, and that's everything. I mice, keyboards, there's some pen holders that I got from Amazon, some door things, a HingeMate, found HingeMate makes these. I do reviews on everything. All right, no, I don't do reviews. I read reviews on everything I buy. Amazon, whatever, Google reviews, and I try to make my own decision. I try and read into the reviews as much as I can to try and extract as much data as I can. So when that person just tells you, don't go to that shop, they're mean, or they're rude, or they rip people off, maybe ask some follow-up questions. Ask if they've actually ever been to that shop. If they say, hey, I don't like those Michelin, or Michelin makes bad tires. Ask, what makes you say they make bad tires? Or Bridgestone, or Yokohama, Dunlop, whoever. Ask some follow-up questions. Just don't say, hey, I'm looking to get these new Michelin. Someone goes, oh, don't buy those. They're horrible tires. You're like, whew. Thankfully, you told me that, and then you just don't buy them, But that person never had a set of Michelins in their life, never had a set of Bridgestones, never ridden on a, Firestone, a Dunlop, anything else. And, so ask those follow-up questions. And if you have any questions, come see us, Tires Plus, Firestone Complete Auto Care. Sneak in the back by the bay doors and holler for a technician. Look for the old guy in the shop and be like, hey, let me ask your opinion on something. That old guy is going to give you his opinion, and it's usually going to be a good, true opinion. So, and then go up front and see the sales staff, and they may give you a different opinion. They may give you the same. But we're out of time. We'll see you next week.